When you scroll through the endless listings of welding carts, it's easy to get drawn in by the glossy photos and the promise of portable, heavy-duty, automatic everything. I've been there ordering a trolley that looked perfect on the screen, only to set it up in my shop and find the controls stiff, the movement clunky, and the whole thing wobbling just when I needed steady, precise positioning. That frustration is why I'm doing this deep dive, to make sure you don't waste time and money on a machine that sounds great but underdelivers when you actually need it. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First, let's talk about the kind of work this cart is built for. The HK8SS is marketed as a portable automatic magnetic welding trolley, meant for steel structure angle welding and other fillet welds where you need the torch to move in a controlled XY pattern. In a real-world shop or on a job site, that translates to tasks like welding pipe frames for agricultural equipment, building small steel fences, or doing repair work on heavy-duty chassis where you can't easily lay a static welding rig. If you spend a lot of time moving the torch by hand, especially on long seams, the ability to fine-tune the torch up, down, left and right without repeatedly stopping and realigning can shave minutes off each joint and reduce fatigue. Who should consider buying this trolley? If you're a professional welder or a serious hobbyist who routinely tackles straight fillet welds on steel angles and you already have a MIG or TIG setup, the HK8SS can become a steady partner. Its 22-watt power rating isn't about the welding output, it's the motor that drives the trolley's movement, so you'll still need a proper welding power source. The trolley shines when you need repeatable motion along a predetermined path. Think of welding a series of identical brackets for a custom trailer, or laying down a row of welds on a metal rack where consistency matters. The magnetic base, combined with a lifting hand handle, means you can quickly attach the unit to a steel surface, lift it slightly to set the torch, and then let the motor take over. On the flip side, if you're primarily doing spot welding, structural welds that require a lot of maneuvering around obstacles, or you work on non-magnetic materials like aluminum, this cart isn't a good match. The magnetic base only holds to ferrous surfaces, so you'll spend time fighting slippage on painted or rust-coated steel. Also, the trolley's design is fairly minimal. There's a control panel, a plastic handle, and an XY moving block that slides the torch. That simplicity is a double-edged sword. You get fewer moving parts to break, but you also miss out on features like programmable welding patterns, adjustable speed settings, or integrated cooling. If you're looking for a plug-and-play solution with a touchscreen and preset weld programs, you'll be disappointed. Now, let's break down the practical strengths. The first thing I noticed when setting the HK8SS up is the magnetic base's grip. Even on a slightly rust-stained steel beam, the magnets hold firmly enough that the trolley doesn't drift when the motor is running at mid-speed. That's a big win for anyone who has tried to bolt a welding rig to a workpiece only to have the bolts loosen as the metal expands from heat. The lifting hand handle makes the whole assembly surprisingly easy to reposition. I could take the trolley off a 4x8 steel plate, carry it across the workshop, and set it down on a new piece without any tools. The XY moving block provides a smooth, linear motion, which is essential when you need the torch to follow a straight line without jitter. In terms of weaknesses, the most noticeable limitation is the lack of fine speed control. The motor runs at a fixed rate, so if you need the torch to move slower for a delicate weld, you have to manually pause the machine or lower the welding current, which isn't as seamless as a variable speed system. The plastic handle, while lightweight, can feel a bit flimsy when you're lifting the whole trolley onto a higher platform. A metal grip would have given more confidence. Also, the control panel is very basic, just a few buttons for start, stop, and direction. There's no readout for position or travel distance, so you're essentially eyeballing the finish line. That means for projects that demand exact measurements, say, welding a series of brackets each exactly 12 inches apart, you'll still need a separate measuring tool or a jig to ensure spacing. Let's walk through a typical day using this trolley to illustrate those points. Imagine you're on a farm, repairing a broken steel gate. You lay the gate's vertical posts on the ground, attach the HK8SS to the top rail, and engage the magnetic base. With the torch already set up for a MIG weld, you press start and watch the trolley glide across the seam. Because the motion is consistent, each fillet weld is identical, and you finish the 10-foot run in under 10 minutes, a task